What's up, everybody? Hey, Christian Brindle here. And I was just doing some work on a Saturday, and it was so beautiful out, like just absolutely perfect, like 65 degrees, barely windy. And I thought it would be a good time for me to just take a break from working, go for a little bit of a walk, and kind of come to you guys and give you some of my thoughts about some stuff that's going on. You can see it's really, really nice out today in my neighborhood. Here in Harriman, Utah is where we live. All of our houses here are probably 2 years old at the oldest. Ours is probably one of the older houses here. But I really enjoy our neighborhood. It's really nice HOA community. And it's always nice to go for a walk when it's nice out. The thing about Utah is you never know what the weather's going to be like from day to day. You know, it's very bipolar, but as you can see today, it's just absolutely perfect. I mean, you really can't beat this. And I thought it would be a great time for me to come and talk to you guys about kind of what I feel about everything going on right now. Of course, I'm bringing you this video in the heart of the coronavirus pandemic. As I record this for you, there's been about over 500,000 confirmed cases in the United States of America, and I've heard that there's probably well over 1 million if you include all the cases that haven't even been confirmed or tested yet. A lot of people have it and, you know, don't show any symptoms at all, you know, and so they never have the need to go to the doctor and get tested or anything like that. Guys, I've been doing Medicare health plans, and if you don't know who I am, I specialize in Medicare health plans. My company works with people in 10 different states around the country, and we are basically specializing in Medicare health plans. We work with all the biggest insurance companies. I've published 3 books on the topic of insurance, 2 about Medicare specifically. I host the ever popular Everything Medicare Podcast, which is the #1 Medicare-centric podcast on the internet today, and has a huge audience, so a lot of you probably have found me on there. But essentially, if you don't know my story, I got into this business and I got into working in the Medicare industry when I was, I think I was 19, 20, somewhere in there. And I can tell you this, I wrote my first insurance policy for someone before I could legally buy a beer at a bar, or go out and get a drink legally. And, so I'll be turning 28 years old this coming summer. And so I've been doing this a long time. My entire adult life, I've actually been in the Medicare business. My dad before me, basically my entire life, I grew up around the business because my dad started in the late 80s, early 90s, building up his agency, Brindle Insurance Group, helping people, working with people. And I came in and I just loved it. It was love at first sight for me. And I can tell you that during my years of experience, I've seen a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things with different people's situations. I've seen, you could say that I've seen it all, right? I mean, there's not a situation, for the most part, that I haven't run into with my clients, because what our agency does is so different than so many other brokerages out there. We actually offer year-round customer service to all of our clients and customers, and we spend a ton of money on staff, resources, office, to be able to provide that service to our clients year-round. And I'm talking about answering questions, even if it's something as simple as that, or as far as, as extreme as working with people on claims. We do it. We have a 99.5% customer satisfaction rate with our organization, and I'm very proud of that. Essentially, I've seen so many things. Some things crazy, some things unexplainable. Anytime you're dealing with insurance that kind of deals with the federal government, you're going to have that. But I can tell you during this time period, and it's always been important to have health insurance. I did an article on our website, ChristianBrindleInsuranceServices.com. Recently, I did a blog about this particular topic a couple days ago, but there has never been a better time than now to make sure that your health insurance is in order. If you don't have health insurance, you need to have it. If you're not sure if you're on the best program for you, whether you're on Medicare, whether you're under 65 years old, you need to have it. Don't expect a Medicare for all system anytime soon. You know, with Sanders dropped out of the presidential race, it's not going to happen, right? So there's never been a better time to get your health insurance options right. And there's never been a better time to make sure that your coverage is in order than right now, because I can tell you that, you know, depending on your health, depending on your age, depending on whatever situation you're dealing with right now in this given state in time, I would say there's never been a better time to get this in order, due to the fact that if you do get in contact with the virus and you end up contracting the virus, there's probably a pretty good percentile chance that you're probably going to need medical care. You're probably going to need to see doctors. There's a good chance you may need to spend some time in the hospital. And trust me, those bills are not cheap. A lot of insurance companies have, you know, come out and said that they're waiving all co-pays, deductibles for treatment relating to the coronavirus, which is huge. You know, that is gigantic. And I'm just so proud to be affiliated with the organizations that have come forward and kind of made these announcements. But not all organizations have. And it could be the difference of a lot of money out of pocket from working with one opposed to working with one that does not. And I mean, I can tell you folks that we've never seen anything like this. The closest thing in our history to this pandemic is probably the Spanish flu outbreak, you know, in the 1910s, I think, 1920s, something like that. And it lasted for about a year, killed a ton of people, just completely turned the country upside down. And that's what this is, you know, going on with too. I'm seeing a lot of people talking about unemployment numbers, you know, reaching record highs as far as percentile of people that are unemployed, which is unfortunate. People not being able to pay their bills, stimulus checks coming out. But of course, anytime you're dealing with the government, you're not going to get it when you really need it. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, some people could not get their stimulus checks till October, they're saying now, the people that are getting them. And there has just never been a better time to make sure that your health insurance is in order, because that's probably the thing you're going to need the most if you get in a situation where you contract the virus, and if you get in a situation where you contract the virus and it escalates to the point where it's threatening your life. Hospital bills in this country are not cheap. One night in the hospital, depending on what they're doing, is usually going to run you anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 out of pocket per day. So if you're spending multiple days, I mean, yikes, right? I mean, it's worth it. It's worth it to make sure that your coverage is in order. Whether you're on Medicare, that's our specialty. You need to make sure that you have the coverage that you feel comfortable with in the event of something unexpected happening. I mean, a lot of us are thinking, oh, it's not me. I won't catch it. It won't happen to me. You know, can't happen to me. Never would happen to me. And everybody thinks that. Everybody that ever contracted this thing probably thought that. I'm sure the people that were out cruising, you know, and of course this is a little bit extreme example, but I'm sure the people that were out on cruises when this was first announced, you know, overseas, probably thought that. And then before you know it, you have cruise ships that are basically quarantined for weeks at a time because the outbreak is spread to so much of the passengers. And it's just a mess. It's just a horrible situation that, you know, we don't wish on anybody. We never want anybody to have to go through this. Of course, you know, you're trying to keep our loved ones safe, our clients safe, but it's so vitally important to make sure that you're covered and you're covered well. And if you're watching this and you are covered well, that's great. You have done exactly what you're supposed to do. I mean, health insurance is one of those things that you want to have it in case you need it, but you never want to need it. You don't want to be in a situation to where, you know, you'll need it and not have it. It'd rather be that you have it and not need it, right? And you can never tell. I mean, health insurance has always been something that you absolutely have to have in this country. I mean, it's just ridiculous and unbelievable not to have it, because it doesn't matter how healthy you are. You know, I have a friend of mine that essentially he's very, very healthy. As far as I know, you know, he eats well, exercises sometimes, you know, he's in good shape, and he just doesn't think he needs the health coverage because he doesn't think he's going to get sick. And so I posed the question to him. I said, well, that's all fine and dandy, but what do you do if you're driving and someone's drunk driving and they crash into you? And your car insurance isn't the best. Maybe it won't help pay for your bills as much as you need it to. There's a limit there. Hate to break it to you. Or what if, you know, you're in the mall and some crazy loon comes in with a gun and shoots up the place, and you need to be rushed to the emergency room, and you're looking at like $100,000 bill or something like that. Is that not worth paying a little premium for, to make sure you're protected on? I mean, it's absolutely insane and asinine not to have coverage. It's always been that way. But with everything that's going on with the virus now in this pandemic, we need it now more than ever. It's just something that had on my heart, had on my mind, that I wanted to share with everybody. And if you're in a situation where you really need the help, if you're on Medicare specifically, that's what we specialize in, but even if you're under the age of 65, we could help you too. If you're in a situation where you really need the help, I would highly encourage you, don't wait. Like I mentioned, my company is licensed in 10 states in the country. We're licensed in Utah, of course, our home state, Idaho, Colorado, Oregon, Washington, California, Texas, Virginia, South Carolina, and Florida. And we can help you. If you reach out to us, give us the opportunity to do so. Down in the description of this video, you can find all of my contact information, but I really encourage you, don't go without. This is the worst time not to go without. This is not the time. It is the time to get your ducks in a row and get everything in order, because it could be the difference of tens of thousands, maybe even $100,000 in medical bills. Whether you agree with our system or you don't agree with it doesn't really matter. It's irrelevant to this conversation. What matters is the facts, and it is what it is, and it's very easy to protect yourself. So anyway, everybody, so beautiful out today. It's just perfect. I don't even know why I'm wearing a coat. I probably don't even need it, but I really appreciate you spending some time with me, folks. I really appreciate you taking the time to be here with me today, and I hope this video finds you doing well, your family doing well. God bless everybody.